Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thank you so much again for joining me here. I hope you're having a great day. Let's take a look here at SUI, see what's going on. I'm getting tons of direct messages and questions asking if we should take a long right now. The short answer is absolutely not. You don't take a long into the face of a descending trend. I've been very clear this whole entire time that we have a lot of invalidations for long positions and multiple confirming factors for shorts. So congrats to those who got in at that $2 mark, roughly that 198 range. That is awesome. And at this point, I'm so sorry if you are another statistic based on the simple fact that you just took longs because somebody else might have told you to do so. Never listen to anyone, including myself. Make your own decisions, come to your own conclusions, and make sure that when you do trade, you take ownership of those trades. But what I want to do here is kind of just give you some statistical percentages, of course, on what direction the price may head here, right? Because that's really what it boils down to when you're analyzing the charts, is just kind of, what are the odds of it going in either direction? So we'll go ahead and double check that and a few other things too. So we'll draw some new fibs and kind of go from there. Price is running though, because Bitcoin is pulling back just by a small margin. This is not a good sign. Folks, heads up, Bitcoin dominance is steadily increasing. We're trending back towards 60%. As that continues to happen, altcoins are going to bleed out. Keep in mind, this is the results, the effect versus the cause. Alts aren't dropping because Bitcoin dominance is high. This is just simply money coming away from alts going right back into Bitcoin. That's why Bitcoin going sideways and alts going down is generally unfavorable for the market. Either way, we'll look at that. I can give you some perspective there, but future reference in my Discord, I do have a I'll have to repost it just to keep it clear, but I've got an education section here. I got this pinned. So if you're not familiar with what I'm referring to, this is a quick little cheat sheet there. Perhaps I'll just repost that to make it simple. Quick congrats though, while we're on the subject, for Bitcoin long from 67,350 to 68.8. We took that trade yesterday, and then we closed one of our shorts in profit there just to walk away in the green before it got too out of control. Now today, complete reversal, folks. Price is dropping for most alts, and it's just kind of a bad situation overall, specifically for overextended coins like this coin has been for a long time. There's also a lot of liquidation below the price, which we're starting to see get filled now. So this is actually good, folks. This is a very, very good sign. You'd be surprised. But when coins pull back like this, it actually helps in the big picture, okay? Because again, going parabolic when it's already gone parabolic makes no sense. It's not going to happen. It's like it's like running 2 marathons back to back. Even the best people that are fully conditioned for it, they're going to have trouble doing that, okay? So again, you need to rest and relax. That's what SUI is doing. It's pulling back. Natural stuff. Market makers are collecting their profit. They're also destroying a lot of longs along the way here. So we got a lot of longs destroyed about 185. That is a sensible place to get swept. I talked about that yesterday. We take a look here as well, just kind of in the macro. There's a really heavy concentration at 160 to 150. So I'm not proposing we're going to see that right now, but if SUI can't maintain itself, just say Bitcoin runs towards that 64.5, that 0.618 fib level for the macro, there's a lot of confluence at that range on the macro. Then I'm confident SUI will probably see 170 at the very least. Anyways, I'm not proposing you short this coin because it's always a dangerous coin to short because it responds so quick and so fast, but I am proposing that you probably don't consider a long, at least until we break the descending trend, which will take days to get there, right? Again, from a conservative standpoint, you're probably better off not just buying the dip to buy the dip. That's so dumb. Again, spot bags, different story maybe, because you're not accruing a bunch of fees. You're not getting destroyed with leverage. There's a lot of reasons why high leverage is a bad call. In fact, if it wasn't for high leverage, we wouldn't even see the kind of price action we do, because that's how market makers make their money. So take a look here though. We got a pretty significant delta here. We got a lot of shorts into the market. If this maintains itself for too long, we'll see a natural reversal. For right now, just getting started. If you look at its previous, when it sold off, it continues selling pressure for some time. If Bitcoin, it doesn't hold at 67.5K range today, then I think it's pretty safe to say SUI will continue to pull back. We got our open interest here, more likely the local ones here at 192. So a lot of folks, I don't know why, for some reason took longs at 192. So that's a really common occurrence there to try to buy that dip, so to speak. But when you've got a retest of a dip, or a support level, and it's also working within a trend line, a descending trend line, nothing good really comes to that, at least for those who are trying to take longs. And I know it's really easy for me to say right now too, hindsight's 20/20, I totally get it, but I've been talking for at least a week or two about capitulation, this natural pullback that needs to happen with this coin, because it's just way too high for way too low. And I know those folks who are like super into the fundamentals are going to be having trouble with that. And it's okay. I don't mind, because there's going to be occasional folks that just don't really know how to trade, and that's perfectly fine. Leave it to the professionals, but I can tell at this point, buying this dip isn't necessarily a good call, okay? It may seem like it when the price recovers to its local high and rejects again, but at this point, it's not a good idea. Okay, so enough about the bantering there. I'm sorry. I just like to, exercise best practice and kind of impart you with that, because it's just, the crypto market is so stinking full of people that don't know either A, what the heck they're doing, or they provide you with a false understanding of how to trade. It's not crypto music with sunglasses, or sorry, yeah, techno music with sunglasses, pumping it up with, all sorts of nonsense there with high leverage. Low leverage, stay composed, treat it like a business, you'll get those kind of results, okay? All right, so SUI lost 50 on the RSI. This is a bearish sign, folks. It's likely going to stay under there for a while. Now, again, the last time it didn't stay under for too long. But the truth is, when you drop below 50 on the RSI or above, it's kind of a trend setter. So it lets us know we're on the wrong side of the tracks. So taking a long into that makes no sense. We can see MACD and stochastic still diverging. Trend strength index is getting down closer to the lowest point. Last time we saw that, the price section did recover quite nicely. So keep in mind, this coin has a tremendous potential to recover quickly. So by all means, buy the dip with the spot bag, but I do not recommend it with leverage. It makes no sense. We're below every single moving average at this point. We had the last, and I mentioned this yesterday, the 200-day SMA is the last line of defense. Now that we're underneath that, we can presume the price, if it responds, it will reject off of those levels, okay? So again, we got a lot of reasons why taking a long is a bad idea, and I would say that a short potentially in the 190 to 195 range would make sense. Again, just spitballing here. I'm not telling you to do that, because that would be a short in the blind, right? We don't want to reevaluate when we get there, but this descending trend is fairly aggressive, and there's no other way around it. We have to respect it. Take a look here at the 4-hour time frame. We're getting close to a potential bounce, and keep this in mind. This is also need to be taken with a grain of salt, because when we see coins like this that are strong, when they hit that overextended point, because right now everyone feels like this is a good value. People are probably stressing out right now because they're trying to hustle to get in on this coin right now. While I get that and I understand it, it's nothing you need to hurry or rush about. And the main reason why is because last time we saw 30 on the RSI, the price did recover nicely, and I totally get it, right? It bounced from 188 to almost 205. So it was a pretty significant response. We could very well see the same thing, but what that would do for us, it would still respect this descending trend, and until we break above it, there's no reason to take it long, okay? And I know, it's like you miss out on tons of opportunity when you wait situations like these. But what you're also missing out on is bad decisions and bad trades. So, sorry, I get frustrated when I think about these things, because it happens so much, so common. There's really nothing I can do to prevent it, except hope that you listen to my words and potentially walk away with a little bit more sensibility. Either way, money flow index is quite high, so people are still investing in this coin even though it's pulling back, which is a unique anomaly for situations like this. Usually MFI is going to be lower than the RSI, at least it was last time. But again, the last time we bounced like that, it responded quickly. So I guess what I'm getting at here is damn near everything on the 4-hour time frame is extremely bearish. There's nothing I can see here that's positive, minus the money flow index, and that's only because we had an increased amount of volume in the last 14 candles. So the truth is that's actually a false positive. So do not trust a green buy candle or some kind of crap on other indicators that are telling you to buy at this zone. While that can be beneficial and you might find some luck, that's what it is, luck. That's all there is to it, okay? So again, keep in mind, it's running because Bitcoin's running now too, okay? Bitcoin's dumping pretty hard. So in that regard, we got to recognize SUI is probably going to continue. And also note too, by the time you watch this video, the price of SUI will probably be a lot higher. And that's just kind of how it goes, because this coin does respond pretty well to pullbacks. But no matter how you look at it here, there's literally every single reason to not take a long. And I would say at this point, it is fairly too late to consider a short. This is my personal opinion. We have a tentative support of this 180, 178 range, and then we got to give that a chance to hold. So again, I'll post an updated playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord to give you perspective here, but buying the dip is not really the right thing to do in most cases, unless again it's a spot bag. But if you're ever using leverage, buying the dip should never enter your mind. Okay, so if you're using 1-to-1 ratio, it's all good, right? You don't have to borrow the money to essentially cover the leverage fees. But at this point, no trade is the best trade, folks. Unless you're considering shorting, and if you do short, we're tentatively at the bottom, and you may want to watch it close, because there's no guarantee it's going to continue to run. But if Bitcoin goes pretty low, yeah, we're going to have a bad day for a lot of folks. They're already probably having a bad day. Just don't want to give them that much. All right, anyways, thanks again. Enough rambling here. Last thing that's important, folks, make sure you reference Bitunix, Phenomenal Exchange, link down below. These guys are excellent. No KYC or VPN required. I highly recommend checking them out. All right, we'll see you in the next one. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks for your time. Bye-bye.